Hi everyone, my name is Tommy and welcome back to the Let's Talk About It show. Today I'm going to do something which is a bit different from my previous videos, as well as I said in my previous video, my last one. But this time I want to open up and say something about my life, which is like a timeline procedure to explain what went on from my life, from the moments I remember towards the moment in which I'm now at the age of 30. So it might take a few minutes, but please stay tuned and follow up, and if you have any questions, write it down below in the video. So my name is Tommy. I was born on the 2nd of February 1990 in Israel, Rehovot, which is in Israel down south on the coastline. I lived in Israel until the age of 12. Now I went mostly into a religious kindergarten for like 2.5 or 3 years. Then I went to a school for 1 year, the general school on first grade, and then we moved. And then I started going to a different school as a child from 2nd grade to 3rd grade. And as I remember, I had a lot of problems as a child. I couldn't integrate. I had probably not a rough childhood, if I may say so, but I had probably rough times to integrate and understand people, and maybe understand myself as a person to be alongside people. So I have been in a school in a neighborhood which was quite a new neighborhood with brand new buildings as well, but some rough people from all around. So there were people coming from all around, the newcomers to Israel, like Russians, Indian kids, and so on. And some of them were not really on the same, I don't know how to say, on the same personality side as the people who were born here. So we couldn't follow along very well. And I remember once in school, I went and tried to be a friend of someone, and I basically thought he's a good guy and he stole money from me. That was, I think, in 2nd or 3rd grade. He came to my house and he stole money from me. But as well as a child, I remember I was very into friendly circles, like ballroom dancing from the age of 8 until 12 here in Israel. And when I was, I think, in 2nd grade, I started swimming for like, I think maybe a few months in school, and then as well outside school for like 3 years. And one of my biggest so-called loves was dancing. So I danced for 4 years until the age of 12, until before we left Israel. And then I continued for like 3 more years in Romania, after 2 years between the age of 12 and 14 when I had a break. And I really loved doing that. So when we moved to Romania in June 2012, I needed to learn Romanian from zero. So my native language is Hungarian with Hebrew from day zero, although my mom's native language is Hungarian, and she learned in Israel Hebrew when she came in with my father in '87. And I did got along with this passion to dance. So when we moved to Romania, I needed to start learning Romanian from zero, to write, read, and speak, and then Hungarian, because it was in a very general level that I knew as a child. I needed to learn how to read and write and perfectionize my speaking level. So I've done that, and then I moved into a Hungarian school, where the class I moved into was a class where I knew a big part of the students, the children, and that was my luck. And one of the guys was a good friend of mine. I mean, it's way already in the past, but this guy was a close friend of mine in the beginning, and we stayed over with my family at his family's house for like a full month after we moved away. And then I think the jealousy came into into the children's eyes, considering the fact that I came from Israel and probably I was more popular in the first months. So the jealousy basically took over them, and this guy as well, we had some differences. And then I don't know if it's true or not, but my family said he, as a guy coming back at the time from a wealthy family, he paid the other students to discriminate me, or to just, look the other side and not take me as one of their parts. So they have done some things, and at one point I needed to move into the other class, which as well was in 8th grade, but I needed just to move to the other class with new students. I didn't mind that, but I mean, it was quite uncomfortable in the first weeks. Then after I finished the Hungarian school studies in 2003, I moved after the summer school into a cook school. In 2004 it was, it was in 2004. I moved into a Romanian cook school, which was like for 3 years. It was high school, and a big part of it was the cook school classes. That's what I wanted to do since I was 9 years old, and I finished that. I really liked that. Meanwhile, I was studying it, but I realized at one point that I don't want to cook anymore. Probably it was a few good months after I finished school. The cook school. And I did work in some fast food places and restaurants and McDonald's for like 6 months as a periodic work, just to get another taste of it and to understand what is going on. But I realized the kitchen work is not for me, although I do know how to cook, but I don't like it anymore as I used to do. And I kind of understood that my bigger passion is to go back to dance. So at the age of 17, after I finished school, I went on a small journey of 6 months when I teach myself how to dance hip hop, pop and R&B. And it was because of a great love to a band which was called Us 5, which back in the days were very popular in Europe from 2005 until 2010 or so. And I learned, and then I came up with this idea to bring up a group to perform in front of other people. So I've done it. I met 2 very nice girls, and we had this third guy who, before the actual beginning of the project, left. And these 2 girls are Mimi and Mina. With Mimi, I'm a very close friend up to this day, and I really miss her as well. And then we had a very long journey, a very successful one, until around 2010. But then I felt like we fulfilled like 25% of our of our dream. Probably I would continue up to this date, but I kind of need to head back to dance. Even at the age of 30, I would do that. I think I'm still in shape. And then when I finished cook school, I needed to work for a whole year. And then in this year, I met a very, very good friend of mine, which she's up to this date a very close friend, and she's considered family. She lives now in Germany, but her name is Alina. And we are very, very good friends. I will never forget her, for sure. And we even met up before the Corona outbreak in February in Germany. And after I finished that year, I went back to finish my 2 high school years. And then I graduated from school. I finished my exams. And like 6 months after I finished school, I came back to Israel following an unsuccessful relationship as well that I had. But that taught me many, many things. So I do feel grateful for being in that relationship, to learn things that I did not expect to learn out of them. So I came back on the 1st of May in 2011 to Israel. After like 9 years I haven't been here. and it was like an unbelievable dream coming true to come back to Israel. I was really excited, and it took me like 1 month to, I don't know, to arrange my documents and papers in front of the government, bank and everything. And then after like 1 month or a few days after I finished the whole procedure, I started working in a coffee shop for like 9 months until I enrolled to the army on February 2012. And then I went on to be recruited as a military policeman on the borders between the Palestinian and Israel territories, which teach me many things, and it was quite the hard work, but it was fulfilling in many ways. So I do feel grateful for that as well. I appreciate what I learned there. But the army is quite the interesting place. It's one of my first videos I was talking about the army experience as an IDF, so please check it up. I will put the link in the first comment as well below. So I've done the military service for 2 years, from February 2012 to February 2014. Then I went back to the coffee shop where I worked before, and after that I started working in the cinema complex here in Jerusalem, and it was interesting, but then I realized what I really wanted to do, and it was to work in the hotelier industry as a receptionist. So I started doing that in one of the most known hotels in Israel, which is called the King David Hotel. I started working there as a receptionist and as well as a concierge. As you know, as the joke in one of the movies, this is the concierge, sir. So yeah, I really liked it, and it's my job up to this date, although I hope to go back after this period will slow down, and I hope it will be soon. And I learned so much in that working place. I learned so much about how to work with people, to perfectionize my English level, which I think it's quite good. Although I feel that I'm losing myself sometimes, but it happens, considering the fact that I'm speaking 4 languages. But I learned so much, and I have so much to be grateful for. And I met one of my best friends as well during the time I worked in the cinema in 2014. His name is Mike, so he's the one who's making the video for me now, who's helping me, and he's the closest friend I have here in Israel, alongside my brother as well, who lives here with me now after long years that we didn't live, and with my mom. And yeah, something I forgot to say, in Romania, in 2005 my parents divorced, and 2006 my father came back to Israel, and when I came back to Israel it was with him after a visit he had in Romania. So I'm really happy that I came back with him, and I moved to my uncle, which is a very close part of my life as well, and I lived with him up to the point where I moved away like a year and a half ago. But regardless, these are small details, and there are so many points in my life where I'm thinking back, even during the part where I lived in Romania. I was part of the Jewish community in Romania, and the Jewish community in my town where I lived was very small, because it was basically formed out of elderly people and some young children my age, so we were like 6 children totally, and we made a part of, or 7, sorry, and we made a part of this choir. And at one point, I think in 2009, each one of us started departing to other countries, London and Israel and so on. But I was discriminated as a Jewish kid in Romania among those who had no idea what is Judaism and have never met probably Jewish people before me. But every bad thing comes with good things. So I feel grateful for those moments as well, because I learned how to overcome them now in this closer future. And yeah, being an adult now, if I may say so, I don't feel myself as an adult because I'm behaving like a child many times, but coming closer to the age of 30 and for passing the age of 30 made me understand many things. One of them is always be grateful and for what you have, and as well for what you don't have. Respect those moments which were hard for you because they teach you how to be better. And if you didn't learn how to be better, well, there is still time for that. And always love yourself and respect yourself for what you are, who you are, and always aspire to behave as you want people to behave with you, and always respect yourself in order for other people to respect you as you want them to see you. Never settle for less than what you deserve. Always be strong, and if you're being discriminated, don't let that happen, because it happens in life, but we need to stay strong. And this is basically what I learned from life. Love yourself, because if you're not going to love yourself, nothing actually good will happen, and people will not treat you as you would like to be treated. So actually take this remark and approach it well. Never settle for less. Respect the ones who are near you and love them as they love you. And always make the best of yourself. Regardless of what happens in life, things will take you down and you need to bring yourself up. Never give up. So this is my message to you, and I know it was a little bit long, so I hope you can keep up with that. And if you have any remarks or any comments, please write them down in the comment section below. I will read them, comment on them, and as well, I hope you can follow me on my Instagram, which is following down here. And yeah, I hope to see you again. Stay safe, love yourself, be smart, and we will see you again next time. All the best.